In 1980, a band that was about to become one of the biggest bands in the world released an album that very few people even noticed, including many of their own fans. From the first note on this album, you know it's gonna be different. And it's hard to believe it's even them until you hear the vocals. And then you instantly recognize one of the most iconic voices in rock music history. And although the album was overlooked at the time, which was reflected in the sales, for many people today, it's considered a masterpiece, and it showcases the extraordinary talent of one of the most iconic bands in rock history. Hi, my name is Robert John Hadfield, vinyl junkie and garbage pit of useless information. Be sure to like this video, follow our channel, and of course, visit our sponsor, audiomover.com, where you can get your old audio and videotapes converted to digital. Now, the album I want to talk about today is the album Dream After Dream by Journey. I didn't discover this album until years after it was released, and I don't remember exactly when it was, but I was perusing albums at a record store, and I was just looking in the Journey bin, and I saw this. I had no idea what it was. The cover, I mean, look at this. It didn't look like anything else they had done either. So initially, I thought it must have been something else named Journey. Perhaps that was the album name and the band was Dream After Dream. But then I turned it over, and there were the names. Let's take flip this record over and take a look. And there you have Steve Perry, Gregg Rolie, Neal Schon, Steve Smith, and Ross Valory, part of the classic Journey lineup. And of course, with the name Gregg Rolie, that means it's pre-Jonathan CAin, and therefore it was released before the album Escape. So I bought this out of pure curiosity. I took it home and I was kind of shocked because it sounded nothing like the Journey I knew until, you hear Steve Perry's voice kick in. And once you get over the shock of how different the music is, you realize this album's actually pretty cool. The album is filled with string arrangements, 12-string guitar, horns, harmonica, atonal sound effects, and music with a progressive feel that ties somewhat to the pre-Steve Perry days. Now, the majority of the album is instrumental. Much of it is driven by the soaring guitar of Neal Schon. But what I learned later is that this was written as a soundtrack for a Japanese fantasy film called, and I'm going to pronounce this wrong, I'm sure, Yume Yume no Ato. So although it was a Journey album, it really wasn't a normal Journey album. But all 9 songs on this album were composed by the band. And in my opinion, the closest thing to a normal Journey song on this album is the very last song on the second side, and here it is right here, called Little Girl. But for me, the 2 standout pieces are the first track, which is Destiny right here, and the third track, which is Sandcastles. This first track, Destiny, is a haunting piece of music. And Steve Perry delivers this incredible vocal performance. They layer Steve Perry's voice with the other band members, and I mean, it's really beautiful. The lyrics sound like something Steve Perry would write too. I mean, it actually says, "A lonely boy and 2 lonely girls set sail today," kind of like what we would hear just over a year later when he sang about a city boy and a small town girl on a midnight train to anywhere. But just over halfway through this song, Neal's guitar kicks in and it literally rocks. I mean, it turns into this progressive powerhouse. Now, the third song, the song Sandcastles that I mentioned, is actually reminiscent of like a Pink Floyd song. A little bit like Comfortably Numb mixed with Us and Them. You hear a Fender Rhodes keyboard, strings, even a saxophone. Yeah, yes, a saxophone in a Journey song. Honestly, it's a really good production. But you have to let go of your preconceived notions of what Journey is, and you might just love it. The album is a soundtrack, so a lot of it sounds like what you would hear in the background of a movie. And as I noted earlier, Gregg Rolie's name is listed here on the album, so this album marked an important turning point in the history of Journey, because this was Gregg Rolie's last studio album with the band. So after this album, they released the live album Captured, which was followed by Escape, which of course was Journey's, biggest commercial success. But Dream After Dream, this album, it may not have been a big commercial success like a lot of their other stuff at the time of its release, but it has since become a beloved and iconic album among Journey's fan base. It's a testament to their willingness to take creative risks and push the boundaries of their sound. And it stands as a testament to the enduring power of Journey's music to inspire and transport fans to new worlds. Hey, if you've heard this album before, or if you're a big Journey fan, go ahead and leave your comments down below. We'd love to hear them. Also, be sure and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, visit our sponsor, audiomover.com. Audiomover is the company that takes your old personal audio and videotapes and converts them to digital. Anyway, with that, have a fantastic day.